30 times the first day and really liked the music. And we had a really good chemistry, especially for that song, Halawa. So we wrote that in like 20 minutes. Just like in the studio, boom, it was there. So
the song was there.
Yeah, it was done. Yeah.
Does he understand the title Halawa? Does he know what you're talking about?
Yes.
You're speaking in Arabic.
Yes. Actually, it was very interesting because, you know, he's speaking in Shona for some of the song too, and I'm speaking in Arabic. But as soon as I told him what the song was about, I remember the first thing he's like, yeah, I understand. And I thought, really? And when he wrote his part, I'm like, oh, it totally understood what I said, even if it wasn't really like, you know, there was any language barrier or anything like that. He understood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who else are you featuring in the entire album, Divine?
Yes. So in the album, I mean, there's some really great producers that are on there. There's a producer called Taboo, who actually won a Juno out in Canada. Another one called James Bryan, who many people may know from the band Prozac, as well as Zani. But the big one I think South Sudan would know is Mr. Emmanuel Jal. So he's on Jere Jere Guam.
Jere Jere Guam with Emmanuel Jal.
Yes.
How did the collaboration happen with Emmanuel Jal?
So it happened actually before I had come to South Sudan. We'd always talked, like for so many years, you know how it is with artists. Yeah, we're going to do it, we're going to do it. And it just was not happening. So one day he told me to contact his producer and see what we could do. The producer wound up taking one of my ideas and making it a really big idea. And I said, hey, Emmanuel Jal has to be on this one because he's the one who recommended. So after a year, we finally got him on it. And yeah, that's where Jere Jere Guam
That's where the song came from.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to work on the entire album, Divine?
I would say 3 years. There was a time period just before, like in 2021, when I started it and it was just not happening. Until I came to Africa, that's when all the ideas just kind of came. And then the rest of the process was just writing and recording.
Yes.
Yeah.
So is Divine your very first album that you have worked with?
No, this is the second album.
Yeah, that you've released.
Yeah, that I've released. Second album.
Yes,
Yeah.
the second album that you've released. So if you had to rate the growth between the two albums, which one, like, okay, it's very unfair to ask you which one you like, because these are all your songs and obviously you like all of them. But like, which one do you feel like is more progressive in your career, and which one, when you listen to the two albums, what's the major difference?
I would say Divine is like a mountain bound above Saturn. Like I love Saturn, it was really great. But this one I really got to experiment and really got to be involved and really got to, you know, venture out into different ideas, things that I don't normally do. Also, I got to have a band for most of the album, so it was very interesting directing them and giving them the ideas that I had. Also, this album I worked with almost 7 different producers, which was really great because, you know, they're bringing in their ideas, I'm bringing in my ideas, and we created, I feel like we created a masterpiece.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you release the album Divine, how well do you expect the album to do? I mean, I think everybody has an expectation when they do something, and you released most of the album, the songs with the videos. How hectic was that?
Oh, it was hectic. The album actually released July 9. So we just had one single that was released beforehand, and then we released the whole album. So yeah, I think the expectation so far, what I've seen is a great reception, both in South Sudan and in Canada and America. And then the videos. We're still not even done releasing the videos, but it was hectic to be able to put that together, just because I had such a cultural, how do you say, like cultural shock. Because working out there is a lot different than working out here. There's all these pros and cons. Like pros are that, you know, there's always people available to help, which I absolutely love. But some of the cons are like, you're not going to get the day that you want, you're not going to get the timing that you want, or, you know, the rain can happen. I remember for Zul Kabir we had to cancel that shoot a couple of times because of rain. So yeah, just things like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about your audience as Amina Illafated. You do your music and you have to cater to a wide range of audience. You are a South Sudanese that's based in Canada, so you have audience in Canada, and you have, let's say, audience in America. So you're trying to fit in Canada and America, and you're also trying to fit in South Sudan. How does that work for you?
It's a complicated thing.
Yeah.
Every day it's a challenge. But what I always say with music is like, the music will hit the ears that it needs to hit. You know, people will receive it if it's in their heart to receive it. And the music that I make is for the open-minded. A lot of my audience, they have, you know, backgrounds as immigrants, as refugees, not just from South Sudan or even from Africa, but from around the world. So people who can relate to, oh, I'm coming from, you know, China, coming to America, and you know, I have to follow two cultures. It's difficult, so they can relate to a lot of what I'm saying in the music, and they can relate to a lot of the experiences.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how did you find out about the term Zol Kebir? I mean, it is South Sudanese again if you Canada. As it Jeff Juben, and you know Zol Kebir. How did you find out that this is a very popular catchphrase that everybody uses?
Yes, because I heard everybody saying it. But the big experience was when I first landed. You know, got into the car, we're driving. We're stuck in traffic, and then you can hear the sound of the ambulance just going, and I'm like, what is why are we not moving? It's an ambulance, we should move. That person is probably sick. Everyone's like, no, okay, I'm fine, I'm sitting. And then later on we see all the cars moving. So I'm like, what is that? Is that another ambulance? Is this one a big emergency? No, it's like a whole convoy that's going. I'm like, okay, لقيتك ما سيبوا ورا الامبولانس لكن تبي يسيبوا ورا العربية. Okay, well, because these guys are the big the Zol Kebir.
Zol Kebir Jai.
Oh, Zol Kebir. Okay. Yeah. So then I said, but why? It still doesn't make difference. They're like, we fear these ones. We don't fear the ambulance.
Yeah, they don't fear the ambulance, but they fear the Zol Kebir.
Yeah. So from there, and then, you know, we're in traffic. I'm hearing the traffic police, you know, the whistles of that. So all of those sounds all at once. And then this thing opened my mind about what is Zol Kebir exactly. So I remember the first month everyone was laughing at me because I keep asking, what is Zol Kebir? Who is Zol Kebir? And they're all explaining different things. Oh, this guy's like that, and you know, some ladies are also Zol Kebir. And so when I got all of that, I was like, this is very interesting. And I think it also is kind of a fabric of South Sudan.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the song is called Zol Kebir, and I think we've played the song on the show before, but I think that now that you're here in the studio and you can explain to us the song even better, maybe we should give it a listen and we shall be back.
Yes. Okay.
All right, then Zol Kebir right here from Amanie Illafated. I have a lot of questions when it comes to this video, but let's go listen to the song, and when we are back, we shall carry on. Stay tuned and touch your dial.
White car, Lexus, V8, big flex, gasoline, best coupe. Isn't though, umalafu, he's not crocodile. Got a little wild man living out. My big food, gali, yazol, gurush to opitimu, kulu yom obilimu, gurush to opitimu, USD obiliku. Walai the Zol Kebir, oh my bitoru manas katir. Walai the Zol Kebir, oh my bitoru manas katir. There's a big man coming out, moving over there. Big man coming out, moving over there. There's a big man coming out, moving over there. Big man coming there, Zol Kebir. There's a big man coming out, moving over there. Big man coming out, moving over there. There's a big man coming out, moving over there. Big man coming there, Zol Kebir. Arabat, Abia, business, Tamania, Buto, Talata, Wata, Arba, Omin when Joey Kuchi, stylish like Sapu, hotel, pyramid, Habibi, best wahed. Walai the Zol Kebir, oh my bitoru manas katir. Walai the Zol Kebir, oh my bitoru manas katir. There's a big man coming out, moving over there. Big man coming out, moving over there. There's a big man coming out, moving over there. Big man coming there, Zol Kebir. There's a big man coming out, moving over there. Big man coming out, moving over there. There's a big man coming out, moving over there. Big man coming there, Zol Kebir. White car, Lexus, V8, big flex. Eat it, my big girl. Golly, yeah. There's a big man coming out, moving over there. Big man coming out, moving over there. There's a big man coming out, moving over there. Big man coming there, Zol Kebir. There's a big man coming out, moving over there. Big man coming out, moving over there. There's a big man coming out, moving over there. Big man coming there, Zol Kebir.
Can you do for us an a cappella so we believe this is actually your song?
Okay.
We need to believe that this is your song.
Yeah.
Hotel, pyramid, Habibi, best wahed. Walai the Zol Kebir, oh my bitoru manas katir.
Walay Dizol Kabir, oh my bidoruma nas katir. There's a big man coming out, moving over there. Big man coming out, moving over there. There's a big man coming out, moving over there. Big man coming Dizol Kabir. There's a big man coming out, moving over there. There's a big man coming out, moving over there. Big man coming Dizol Kabir. White car, Lexus, V8, big flex. Eat it, my big gold. Golly, yes, there's a big man coming out, moving over there. There's a big man coming out, moving over there.
All right, then that is Amanie right here, Illafated, who's with us in the studio, and she has the song with the title Zulkabir and many other songs from her album Divine. And we're catching up. If you've just caught up with us on our Facebook Live, we want to say big ups to you and thank you so much for being part of the soundtrack. حاليا معنا ضيفة في الاستوديو here, Amanie Illafated, and we're talking about all about her music basically. So I wanted to ask you, how was it like working with South Sudanese comedians? Because in the video we noticed that you're working with the likes of Gista Wasuk and many other comedians and personalities in South Sudan. So can you talk to us about that experience?
Yes, so it actually, the ideas for that came when I went to Kilkoana for the first time, and I saw all the mixtures and how in here it's like the entertainment industry is not just music, it's everything, all different types of talents. And I was always thinking, like, how can I combine all of that together? And then this idea came to my head of like, what if we had Uncle Jerry and he said something funny, and then at the end we have Habuba, Mary. So I was like, okay, we need comedians who can really personify those characters. And I wound up reaching out to MC Lumex, and he was recommending all these different people, and that's how we came to 400 kg and Gista. Yeah.
So these are the comedians that you work with, by the way. This is one of my favorite comedians in South Sudan. Her in 400 kg.
Yes.
All right then, and of course, can you talk to us about working with the South Sudanese photographers and videographers? I saw you posted on your social media. You're working with, I think, Moga or something like that. How is it like, and what exactly are you doing? Are you shooting a music video with Moga or what?
Yeah, so first I discovered Moga with the photo shoots. He's a very great photographer, and I remember one day he said that he does video too, and we were looking for a videographer at that time. So I was like, show me your stuff and let's see if it'll work. And he wasn't even sure if I was like 100% or not. And then I wound up calling him one day and said, we have to have a meeting. He was scared. He thought, what kind of meeting are we having? So
like, is it a serious one?
Yeah, like, what did I do wrong? So I said, no, we would like to work together. So with me and Moga, we really, really work together. Like, I mean, we brainstorm ideas like for almost 2 to 3 hours at a time sometimes, just coming up with concepts. And so that when we get on set, we really know each other. He knows what I'm looking for. He knows the type of shots that I'm looking for. And then I know his skills and I know how, like what he's going to do. So, that's how I started working.
And how is that experience like working with South Sudan-based directors and videographers compared to working with, let's say, Canada or the ones you've worked? I assume you've worked, definitely worked with videographers from all over the place. So is there a difference? Really, or how do you think about the South Sudan industry when it comes to directing videography? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so what I find is when you out west, especially like we had the director Brown Guy made it for the Halawa video. Out there, it's like it's very precise, very professional. You give your treatment, you send that in, then they have their meeting, and you have to communicate kind of in their terminology. We need a pan cut, we need a zoom cut here, we need this, that, and that's how we communicate there. What I find is that South Sudanese, we have the talent. I just wish that we would be able to have more education. Not saying that nobody's educated, but I feel like we just need a push. We need more people to come and invest in us so that we can have more opportunities to learn things like treatments and learn things like, the different terminologies, so that when we get on set, we can communicate very well, very quickly, and also to look outside of the box. One thing that, when we're looking for videographers, one thing I was looking for the most was someone who was able to be creative and not just stick with the same type of video. We need this, we need the vixen, we need that. I was thinking someone has to start thinking of it like a movie. Like we're filming a movie, we're filming something totally different. So we need someone who's open-minded and ready to ready to put in their time for that.
Yes. Let's talk about your creativity and in your music videos and your music generally. Who is the creative mind behind your work? Is it you, or you have someone that's doing that for you?
So it would be me. I feel sorry for the people who have to put up with my ideas. Because usually it's like the meeting comes in and I'm like, oh, so today we're doing the song Zol Kabir, and by the way, there's no Zol Kabir in the video until the end, and Zol Kabir is the children. So I could see everyone kind of scratching their heads like, but how can you do a video without an actual Zol Kabir? So yeah, they put up with my ideas. I just bring it to them, and I'm very fortunate that, you know, my team puts up with that, but also they can see kind of in my mind and say, okay, now I see. Let's try to do this, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when it comes to your management, do you have a manager, or you're managing yourself and you're working on your stuff by yourself?
Yeah, so I've been managing myself, but I put together a team to be able to help to get things done. So for example, we have a lady called Sarah. So she's organizing my schedules, organizing, you know, all the people that are all involved, making sure everything is going smoothly, especially here in South Sudan. And then I have someone out there in Canada who also does the same, checking emails, making sure everything is all organized. So yeah.
Did you really think that your music would blend in with South Sudan when you're coming to promote your music? I mean, your music, of course, was playing on radios and people knew who you are, but the fact that you were far from home, did you feel like you would have a hard time kind of coming into the music industry and settling with the tone? How did you feel about that?
Yeah, so actually I was very nervous coming in, you know, doing music here. I thought, you know, they'd absolutely reject. But actually it's, you know, people like you who have been playing my music for a long time. I was actually very shocked the first time that we had our interview, and the songs that you chose, I never expected for you to choose those ones. I didn't even know that you would even be able to hear those. So knowing that there's, you know, people like you who appreciate the music, and, you know, as I keep continuing going out in South Sudan, I hear people who are looking for a different type of music to listen to. So that kind of gave me that hope that, yeah, you know, actually it's fine here.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, then in the studio we're joined by Amanie Illafated. We're going to give you a chance to also interact with her, and of course comments, throw in your comments, and yeah, we're going to give you that chance. The number still remains the same. It's 0922 986 986 or 0911 986 986. We also have people that are following us live on our Facebook page, so we're going to engage you as well. Right before we go and listen to some more of her songs from the album Divine, we want to ask her what is the song she would like to officially premiere here, because we have premiered Halawa, we have listened to Zol Kabir, but we want to know what is your absolute favorite that you feel like must play on the radio today before you leave. Let's give a caller a chance and we can carry on. iRadio.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Kafuki?
Yes, hello.
How are you, my dear?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm so nice. Are you okay?
Yes, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Let me talk with my sister, Amanie.
Fadal.
Yes, hello.
Okay. Hello, Amanie.
How are you?
I'm so fine. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay, thank you.
Welcome from South Sudan to Canada. It's all the same, eh?
Thank you, yes.
You are welcome. Okay, Amanie, first of all, I know you good because always mostly I'm moving in the Kilo so, and then I was even at any day, anytime, I was participating in your show. Last time when the time you come with the music for Zol Kabir, I'm so happy. Even I have your start for Zol Kabir. That's why I have to appreciate you, and then I have to say thank you for all whatever you've been doing for us in our country, South Sudan, because mostly music, it is something can be for us entertain, because we shall feel happy or we shall be happy. That is all whatever we need it in our country, South Sudan. We need peace and loveness. So the music, we shall have all this time for things. That is whatever I need to appreciate you, or I need to thank you. Thank you so much, my dear.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
All right, then also following us on our Facebook live is called Madim. He's saying, you guys. All right, also we have following us live. Someone right here saying watching live from US Unity State. That is MC Lomex. Thank you so much for following. We're having someone right here saying I'm watching live from Washington DC. That is Ray. Thank you so much, Ray. And we have Didi Daoudi saying watching live from Rupkona. Welcome to South Sudan. Yeah, Beyonce of South Sudan. He's calling you the Beyonce of South Sudan. Dominic right here saying, is it Amina or Amania? Yes, and we have Mutwakil Kim Kola is saying, I'm watching live from Yambio. Nice show. Thank you so much, Kim Kola, and everyone that is following us live on our Facebook. You can drop in your engagements and your questions, and we'll be able to share them on the show. So, would you like to clarify which one is your name?
So it's Amanie Illafated. Yes.
You're called Amanie. That is your real name.
Yes.
And the Illafated, you told me before, maybe you could repeat it again for people who might wonder why you're called that.
Yeah, so when I started music, a lot of people, including my parents, said that this is going to lead you to poverty, it's going to lead you to failure, so you shouldn't do it. And I tried for a little bit to not do it, but then I was like, you know what? I think my life of poverty is going to come, my life of failure is going to come. So let me just be ill-fated. Yeah, but obviously the opposite happened.
The opposite happened, yes. Yeah. It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
So the opposite of the name is what happened.
Yes.
Yes, and when someone calls you the Beyonce of South Sudan, how do you feel about that? What is your title right now in the South Sudan music industry?
My title? I don't know if I have a title per se.
Yeah.
I don't want to reach that far. The Beyonce, that's a very big compliment. Very big shoes to fill, because Beyonce is a very, very powerful artist. So
yes.
Yeah, but I'm honored. I'm very honored to be called that. Yeah.
And then when it comes to music, who is your inspiration? Who's the person that does music and you feel like, okay, who is the person that inspired you as Amina?
Yeah, so the three people would be Celine Dion, because that's who got me into the whole industry in the first place. Then second would be Yondo's sister. So she had this like charisma that I really loved. And then the third one would be MIA, just because she's an artist coming out of Sri Lanka during the war, went to UK, started music, and she's doing that clash between, two different cultures. So I felt like I could relate a lot to her, and our musical styles sometimes are very similar as well. So yeah.
Do you struggle as a South Sudanese artist to bring out your culture or represent where you're from, and as well, because you identify with two things right now? You identify as South Sudanese and you identify as a Canadian, right? Is it hard to choose which one to represent?
Yeah, for me, I never thought that I would have to choose. I always thought that I'd just be. And I feel like that's an issue for a lot of people. Maybe they're struggling with it. And then that struggle kind of came to me. In songs like You Will Never Know, it's like I'm both. And a lot of people like to attack. So I think there was one video on Facebook or Instagram that I saw where this lady was just so fed up. She's South Sudanese, but people just keep calling her Kawaja. So she just, you know what, guys, I'm Kawaja then. And it didn't matter what she said. She could say she's Janubi and people are mad. And then she could say she's Kawaja and then people are mad. So it was just like this like you can't please people. You can't
really please, yeah.
Yeah, so I just decided, you know what, let me I'm just a person.
Yeah.
I was born here. This is the culture I identify as, but I also identify as Canadian. So, whatever you do with it is whatever you do with it.
All right, let's give a caller a chance, and then you can tell us which song you want to officially premiere on the soundtrack. iRadio? iRadio? Oh, so sorry about that. Okay. We have a list of your songs here with us. So which one would you like to premiere from the album Precisely Divine? Which one?
So I would say Jere Jere Guam.
That
was the collaboration that I did with Emmanuel Jal and with Jesse B from Nairobi, Kenya.
Okay. Can you tell us where the song was shot?
So we didn't shoot the video yet. That one is actually a very, very big video that we want to release soon.
Yes.
But yeah, the song was produced by Jesse in Nairobi, and then I recorded it with Emmanuel Jal in Canada.
In Canada.
Yes.
Okay, the song is officially being premiered here on the soundtrack. It's Jere Jere Guam, Amanie Illafated, Emmanuel Jal, and
Jesse B.
Jesse B.
Yes.
All right, let's go listen to the song. We shall be back. Stay tuned.
Amanie Illafated, Jere Jere Guam. Jere Jere, oh the sun's coming down. Wanna throw all my stress away and play. Oh, the dance floor is waiting. Come and show me what you got if you're brave. Don't be late.
you. Spin around, feel grand about you. Like your mind, how you keep it true. Chilling big boys, what I want to Ubuntu. Siva kwako na mkono juu. Chilling big boys, wala galo Ubuntu. Siva kwako na mkono juu. Jumbo wala, wose kama sige. Jumbo wala, Jumbo wala, so sweet, beautiful. Jumbo wala.
Right then, and the song is officially premiered here on the Soundtrack Show. This is for the very first time, by the way. Jere Jere Guam, and it's from the album Divine still.
Yes.
And can you talk to us, what is the message behind the song?
I wanted a song that was more relaxed, just something that was fun, that, you know, everyone can sing. You could be in school just kind of singing it. You could be at the office just singing it and be happy, right?
Yeah. That's what the song is about. Do you write your own lyrics, or you have someone writing for you?
So I write pretty much all my lyrics.
Yeah. Most of it.
Yeah.
All right then, and do you mind sharing with us? You are an artist and you do music. What else do you do? Is there something interesting you would like people to know? Apart from the music, what more can they know about you as Amina?
Yeah, so
Amanie. Amanie.
So some of the things that I do. So I'm running a scholarship program for children that come out of refugee camps in South Sudanese refugee camps to go to school in Kampala. So recently I've been tied up a lot with that project. So far we have 8 kids that are in school. So we've been supporting them, kind of getting them, stabilized. So that's one of the things that I've been doing. Also, I've been doing a lot of work within South Sudan. Not a lot of the projects I can talk about, but what I'm trying to do is also help with the entertainment industry. You know, helping different artists get to different platforms, to get to different levels, training videographers, training, singers, everybody, just to be able to elevate. And also, hopefully, if everything works out very well, we'll be doing a documentary on the music industry in South Sudan.
Yeah. What do you really think What do you really think of the South Sudan music industry? Do you think that, of course, there's a lot that is being done right now, and the industry is doing quite well. There's a lot of artists that are doing amazing. But what do you think that is the biggest challenge in this industry right now?
I would say the biggest challenge, maybe it's not even a challenge, it's more a mindset. So the way I look at the industry here is that we need to start competing with the rest of the world. We really need to start pushing to get to those top tier levels, so that we can have an actual Beyonce from South Sudan. We can have, the next Jay-Z. We can have all coming in from South Sudan. What I'm seeing, just in my observations of being here, is that there's a lot of fighting between artists, between South Sudanese, and it's not getting anyone anywhere. I think what we need to do is stop fighting each other and start elevating each other, just like the way they did in Nigeria, in South Africa, in Kenya, in Uganda. They're supporting each other so that they can at least push one person up to that Grammy level. If we can start to do that and not judge people on what type of music they do, or and we could start focusing on putting out very high quality music, I think we can reach that level, and then we can all be proud of each other.
I think that's actually very important. The lack of support within the industry itself. People don't really support each other that much. So yeah, I think that's a very good point coming in from you. And now, of course, what are you passionate about?
For me, I mean, aside from music, one of my biggest passions is, helping people, and getting people on their feet is one of those big things for me. And I realize, because my forte is in music, I should ideally be helping the people in the music. So that's kind of what I'm focused on these days.
So before we let you go, we want you to tell us, of course, we're going to give you a chance to give your shout out or your message to people. And also we want you to tell us the best 5 songs in South Sudan that you love, or what are the 5 songs that are in your playlist right now in the South Sudan music industry? Let's give this caller a chance while you think about it. Okay. Hi, Radio.
Yes, how are you?
Yes, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Nice. It's like nice to hear my sister inside there. How is she?
She's doing great. You can speak to her.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes, hello.
Yes, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. You are welcome to South Sudan.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Still, like, nice to her. You have a very nice song.
Oh, thank you.
I wonder, it's my first time even to know you.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you love them.
You call Amanie?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Thank you so much. All right, then Amanie is her name. Do you have a South Sudanese local name, or you just go by Amanie?
Amanie. That's what I was given at birth. So
yes, that's the name that you have. All right, then. Yes, we said we want to give you a chance to tell us who are the artists that you listen to. Actually, want us? Okay, we still have time. I want us to premiere maybe one more song. We listen to Jere Jere Guam because the album has 12 songs. So we've listened to Jere Jere Guam. We can listen to another song, and then you can tell us the 5 artists that are on your playlist right now, South Sudan music strictly, and then maybe you can also give us your message. So which other song from your album Divine that you feel should not be played before you leave?
I actually want to do a test.
A test?
A test out to friends and family in Yei. Maybe we can play Kaya Girls.
Kaya Girls?
Yeah.
You have a song called Kaya Girls?
Yes.
Is it from the album Divine?
Yes.
Okay, this one is interesting. That's why I'm like, we need to make sure that you introduce all the songs that you have on the album Divine, because sometimes when you release an album, there can be a lot of songs, and radio stations can pick their favorites. There's that one song that they pick, and that's the song that always on the playlist. Yeah, so it's good to know also from you which one you think is one of the favorites that you want us to play. So it's called Kaya Girls.
Yeah, it's called Kaya Girls, and I think the reason why I'm so shy is because it's the first time I'm singing in
no way
in my tribal language. So I know that there's going to be a lot of people out there saying the accent.
We must listen to this song. Let's listen to this song. It's called Kaya Girls. Let's go.
All right.
All right, then that is the song from you with the title Kaya Girls. All right, that is one of the songs that is in the album Divine.
Yes.
That is in your language?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Kakwa.
You have modernized it. You have modernized it too much. All right, the song is nice though. It's from the album Divine. Can you tell us the 5 songs from South Sudanese artists that you listen to the most?
The 5 songs. I don't know if it's 5 songs more than like two specific artists
Yeah.
that I'm
No,
crazy
no problem.
about.
This is your playlist, so we are getting to know your playlist.
Yeah, so I actually recently in Kilgoana saw Marco Atem and almost cried at
Oh,
Kilgoana.
the
'cause-
song from Marco Atem.
Yes, the Ana Taban, I almost cried. And then my friends and I, we wound up playing the whole, like, every single song that he had. So I was just so impressed. Like,
From Marco Atem.
Marco Atem.
Yeah.
All his songs are so good. Like, his voice, like, I feel like we really need to push him. He needs to hit that Grammy level. I feel like he's ready for that. So
Yeah.
pretty much everything from Marco Atem. And then Single D, of course.
Single D. Oh, okay. We get it.
And then Monica D as well.
Monica
for the
D.
ladies category. Monica has a very, very, very amazing voice.
Yeah.
I think those three. We should push them.
Those three.
Yeah.
So Marco Atem, because of the song Anataban,
Yes.
that almost made you cry. And then we have the one from Single D.
Yes,
Which one from
Focus.
Focus? Focus is a hit song, so it's almost
hit
everybody's favorite. But I vote for Single D. He's nominated for
Yes.
for Afrima Awards. So please vote for him. He's in the male category for East African artists. So vote for him as well. And then you said another one is
Monica D.
Monica D.
Yes.
All right then. Thank you so much. It was great having you in the studio. You can give us your shout out or your message. What would you like anyone that is listening to you right now as Amanie Illafated to know?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm happy to be here. Definitely happy to have this interview with you again. Shout out to everybody who's been following from the beginning or who's starting to follow today. Thank you so much for all your support. I really appreciate it. Big shout out to Mr. MC Lumex, who's been helping me, guiding me throughout. Shout out to Sarah Obeat. Shout out to everybody who's on the album, including Brother Aki. He's also a producer on there that really helped a lot. So yeah, shout out to everybody. Shout out to my friends and family in Yei and in Kaya. Sorry if there's too much of an accent, but I still love you guys. And shout out to everybody in South Sudan. I love you guys so much, and I'm looking forward to being part of you guys for more time.
All right, thank you so much for your time, and of course the talk show right here. This is the Soundtrack Show, and we usually bring for you different guests in the studio, and hopefully you enjoy today's segment. Thank you so much to Amanie Illafated. Until next time, ciao for now. A very lovely afternoon. Stay tuned for the news coming to you at 1 p.m. right here.
I wanna stay like this. Just wanna see your face.